Hello, Karen here, Emerging Soul Tarot with a pick a card reading, asking the question, what are you manifesting? And that will be on your spiritual soul journey, energetically, and also mind, emotions and bodies. And we'll have a look at the supporting energies that are around for you. So we have pile 1 with the selenite, pile 2 with the citrine, pile 3 with the clear quartz, and pile 4 with the rose quartz. I'll put timestamps in the box below, and I'll start with pile 1. Hi pile 1, you chose the selenite. Pile 1. Okay, let's have a look at these cards. So we're having a look at what's manifesting out into the world. First, we'll look at spiritually in your soul journey. You have sacred reverence. The middle is energetically what's going on in your mind, emotions, your body, relationships, and what is manifesting out in the world. Okay. Oh, sorry, from fear to fuel. Okay, that says stand still and own your own power. We'll have a look at the other two in a minute. So sacred reverence. So on a spiritual level, what's kind of coming down to you is the ability to see all of life as sacred, to have a kind of awe and draw inspiration from everything around you. So it's that looking at life beyond the material, that is the key for you. And the key to open your heart is to begin to look at the trees, other people, situations, but particularly everything around you as sacred. It's that act of witnessing everything, a deep witnessing. So, you know, rather than labeling things good or bad, right or wrong, or labeling with your likes and dislikes, it's seeing everything as a key to unlock your heart, to unlock your soul, to unlock your spirit. And then we have relationships. So this card, we got that beautiful seed of life, cosmic flower. Yeah, so it's that attracting or attracted to people who serve your higher good. Right. So again, as with this, it seems to be having that sacred reverence for relationship. So even those relationships that you have found particularly difficult, or that have been painful or caused you pain, it's a seeking to align your mind and emotions, especially if you've had difficulty and pain, to that fact that that person, whether it's a good or a difficult experience, and whether that person is still there in your life or not in your life, it's seeing that person as sent from source, almost like a soul contract scenario. So the sense of a person having been there to mirror something in you, to show you a cycle, to show you yourself, to mirror your own pattern, because we are all cosmically linked, we're all part of the whole. So even the difficult relationships are there so that you can learn, you can grow, you can develop. And if you have a pattern in your life of continually attracting, especially in intimate relationships, the same kind of person, you know, one that may step over your boundaries or treat you badly, or step on your toes, or even be abusive or addictive, whatever the pattern is. This is a sign that this is source, the universe. Although that person is sacred, they carry spirit, but showing you do also. So a sense of a need to grow. So this reading is showing that you're needing to tap into your intuition, to open to source, to spirit, to see what those patterns are, to see what's actually happening within your relationships, to bring you growth. And then you go on to fear, from fear to fuel. So this is from the Hero's Journey deck, and this goes along with a quote from Jung, the psychologist. He was a big guy with archetypes, and it says, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. So the latter procedure, however, is disagreeable and therefore not popular. So yeah, it's mirroring this sense of sacred reverence, you know, and the relationships, the fact that the way we move, the way we become enlightened, even if you're not on a spiritual path per se, there's that sense that you need to allow your dark to become light. So if you've got those patterns of relationships that are incredibly difficult, spirit is saying to you, you need to look at those patterns, just like on the seed of life, you know, the fruit of life. There can be a sense that the patterns are a bit out of sync, so you're not flowing energetically, you're not growing, you're not you're not developing in that sense. So it's just really cool to see. And if you're stuck, you know, you've had difficulty, you're going to be in pain. If you've been treated badly, you know, if you've, especially when you've had a series of being treated wrong, then that can make you really fearful, really in fear. It can disempower you, it can make you question yourself, it can give you a sense of bitterness towards the other person, or anger or upset that's really hard to let go. So we'll have a look at the energies around you to help you. And we have the archetype of a gambler. So this is the archetypal energy around to help you, and that is a willingness to follow your intuition even when others doubt you. So in terms of relationships, which seems to be what is currently predominant for you in your life at the moment, certainly what Spirit's highlighting, then, you know, if you have an intuition that the person you're around is not, you know, serving your highest good, then you need to look at those patterns within yourself, you know, because we magnetize towards us the situations that we need for growth. So this is the archetype of you know, plumbing in to your own intuition. The shadow attribute, though, is relying on luck rather than on hard work. So it's a case of doing that hard work, of looking at, you know, looking at your patterns of relating. And it doesn't necessarily have to be relationships with an intimate person, it could be within your family, your friendship group. Have a look how you are, become a witness. That sacred reverence is becoming an observer of yourself, a witness to what's going on. This could also denote that this is the energy you have around you as the shadow aspect. So you know, it can be like a compulsive need to look for lucky breaks, even in relationships. So rather than working hard to make them succeed. So that could either be yourself or someone else. But, you know, the energy, the positive energy of the archetype is to follow intuition. So I really think this is a cool. I'm just going to let some light in here because it's gone very dark outside. Okay, so yeah, a real sense of looking at your intuition, tapping into it, you know, knowing that all things are coming from source, including all relationships. And actually it's within relationships that we find out who we really are, and to find your own power, you know, and stand in that, whatever your situation. And then the chakra energy that's there to help you is Mother Earth. So that's the chakra below your feet. And it is a sense of stopping, again, this sort of stopping to look in reverence at nature. If you're in a place of confusion about relationships, or you're in sort of reacting or relating out of fear and doubt and low self-esteem, getting out into nature, interacting with it, will develop that sacred reverence. It will, you quiet yourself, and then you can sense the beauty of nature, the cycles of nature, and you do have messages from nature. Nature speaks to your situation, to you. So a real sense of grounding in, you know, grounding into the all that is around you, and tuning into your intuition. So I'll dig a bit deeper with the tarot and see what else there is for you. See what Spirit wants to bring. Okay, so we have the Tower, yeah, 10 of Wands and the 10 of Cups. Okay, yeah, there's a real sense here that you have, or you're about to have, kind of like a shock surprise. So it could be within the relationships you're in, but if when this happens, not if, or if it has happened already, that is only to bring you to a place where you can connect with your soul essence, with the core of who you really are. You know, what does your heart want? What does your heart say? Never mind the relationships you're in. What is it saying to you? What is it telling you you're attracting to yourself, or that you're overlooking? You know, what is it that is good in you? Not what external relationships tell you are, but who you think you are. But these Tower moments only come to sort of break us and shake us to see it's an act of love. If you look in this, those little spots there, they're actually Yod, the Hebrew letter Yod, which really means the finger of God. So there's a sense Source is saying there's a need for you to tap into your intuition, to look, if you've got a lot of pain, a lot of difficulty, then, you know, you need to tap into Source and tap into what's going on for you there. And we've got the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Cups. Now, both of these are an end of cycle, which is a good thing. But the 10 of Wands is a sort of burden, and it's under your relationship. So a sense that relationships come with a feel of burden to you. They're difficult. You often don't know what, you know, you can't see what direction you're going into, and they feel heavy. So have a look at where you feel heavy, where you're fearful, where you feel burden, because, you know, from fear to fuel, this card is actually about gaining your own power and standing in it. And we have the 10 of Cups, which is showing various relationships there. So it could be a relationship with a significant other or within your family that Spirit is pinpointing. But there can be sort of unrealistic expectations for us sometimes. So I feel that you're going to be shown where your patterns are, where your beliefs are out of sync with how things really are. But this is also a promise that when you really acknowledge your patterns, when you see that it is source, you know, even the difficult relationships are a way for source to grow you, to develop you, then you have that promise of a very balanced, happy, this is promise, rainbow is a promise, so that real happy emotional fulfillment for you. So moving from fear into, you know, stable emotional energy for you. So I'll pull a few more tarot. Yeah, you've had quite a difficult path here. You've got the Moon, Page of Wands. This is your learning for you, and the Star, which is a beautiful card. So a real sense for you that you may have felt like things have been hidden from you, that you don't understand why you keep ending up in the types of relationships. I mean, it could be that you are actually dealing with someone with gambling addiction or another kind of addiction. That archetype does pull in that fast-paced, addictive, chancy energy. So it could be that you've been dealing with that you feel like your world's fallen down and that you can't see your way forward. But that you're moving to a time of learning, you know, learning about why you feel burdened in relationship. Take some time to look at your patterns of relationship, especially if it's an intimate one. You know, who do you relate to? Who does come into your life? And are there similar patterns that play out? Because this beautiful pattern here is meant to be the flow of relationship, not burden. So learning to know what your patterns are, learning to know what's right or wrong. And then the Star, wishing on a star. This is, it's a card of hope and newness and new beginnings and, you know, balance. Again, it's a balance card. It's a beautiful card, but a very spiritual. It's Aquarian air energy. So yeah, real innovative and forward thinking and breakthrough. Beautiful energy there for you. So you're going to move from this fearfulness, this not understanding, and there's a sort of witnessing energy coming in. But take time out, go into nature, you know, look at these things. Go sit in your garden and listen to the birds and look at the trees and look at how life moves in nature. So what I'll do for you is I'll pull you a daily healing card to wrap up your read. But certainly you're being opened out to understand, you know, it could be issues like soul contracts in terms of the relationships you pick. or the relationships that you seem to fall into, because Spirit's trying to show you a pattern of relating that's not for your highest good. But equally, it could be, you know, Spirit saying to you, you're being brought to a place right now because of this end of cycle and this beautiful learning and hope that's on the horizon, that you're being brought to a place now, you know, where you'll be able to see beautiful relationships and attract in beautiful relationships. Oh, so that wants to come out. Yeah, make clear, calm thinking your goal. So yeah, it's about thinking about, you know, what is your vision? What are your feelings, your real feelings about relationships? Think about, are you fearful? Are you always coming back? And be a witness. Look at, clearly think about how relationships are for you and what you want. Okay, I hope that was helpful, pile one. If you like, then please do the thumbs up and subscribe. Lots of love. Bye bye. Hello, pile two with a citron. Okay, we'll have a look what you're manifesting. So first card is what you're manifesting spiritually. You got number 44, the Divine Matrix, beautiful card. What's mind, body, emotions, self-esteem, gifts of the soul that benefit you and others, and what's manifesting out into your material world. You're invited. Suit up, show up and open up. So this is, I think, stage 2 of the hero's journey. So it's a call to adventure. So the Divine Matrix is this understanding that everything's interconnected. So the understanding of the synchronicities of life. To know that what you dream of and what you want for yourself is not separate from you. That sense of what you dream of, you're dreaming of because it's almost been put into your soul to desire and to want. So your desires and your dreams are actually part of your soul purpose, your walk. So Source really highlighting this for you, that the move into an energy which doesn't see that separation between you and what you dream of, whatever that is. The self-esteem card is about having that esteem. If you have those dreams and those desires, it's having the self-esteem that knows you have the abilities, the gifts and everything within you to step out and pursue that dream and to be the way you want to be in the world, regardless of what anybody else is saying to you. If you have a low self-esteem, it's a form of ego. I call it inverted ego. It's no different from having an inflated one, but yeah, it's a real sense of bringing that beautiful balance. You know, if you're into your soul purpose, if you're seeing that soul purpose is actually, and your desires and your dreams are innately part of you, not separate, then it's time to align your mind and your emotions and to physically align with that call from your heart to bring your gifts into the world. And yeah, you're invited. This beautiful card, this is a call to the journey. It's the journey of the soul. It's your soul path, your life path. So a real sense from these 3 cards, you're manifesting out. There's spiritual energy coming to you which will show you how it's all interconnected. Your self-esteem will align. You will align with that if you open your heart to it, because you're invited to move out in whatever it is that you've been dreaming of, because it's part of the whole. You're here for a purpose. We're all here for a purpose. And in terms of self-esteem, nobody is better or worse than us. We're all unique. We all have something to bring, whatever that is. Yeah, so we'll have a look at the energy supporting you. Our root chakra balance, yeah. And your archetypal energy, is a servant. So that's a delight. The light attribute of this archetype is a delight in serving others with a free and loving heart. Yeah, so these cards go well with it, but the shadow attributes are being used, being, you know, not seeing your self-worth, not seeing what you are worth. If you have a heart to serve people, it shouldn't be making you a doormat. You know, you shouldn't be bound to someone because you have that heart of service, yeah. But what's wonderful is if with this archetype, if you're making choices that serve your highest potential, but it's an issue for you, then this archetype is almost like a support for you. So to gain that ability and self-esteem to do it. And the balancing, you know, if you're fearing things, if you're not able to step out, or you're fearful because you have a lower self-esteem, do root chakra meditations, you know, get that balanced. And make sure in terms of balance, you're not giving, you know, giving because your heart's like that, and you're not receiving back, because we end up giving out of a deficit, and it then becomes, we get burnt out, we become reluctant to give. You should be giving out of the overflow that you're receiving. And with this divine matrix, it's all there for you. You know, watch the synchronicities and, you know, go with your intuition, because you're on a journey here, pile 2. That's what you're manifesting out. I'll pull some tarot for you, dig a bit deeper, see what comes up there. One's dropped out already, so, but yeah, that wants to come. Yeah, beautiful set of cards there for you, pile 2. But ensure your heart's balanced with that heart of service, that you know, just check out that you're giving out of overflow, not out of deficit, you know, because you feel you have to. It's okay to say no, yeah. So your cards, you have the Ace of Pentacles, yeah, that's a beautiful source seed offering to you in that path, yeah. So I would really have your eyes open for signs and synchronicities in terms of your dreams and your desires. You know, be open to see how interconnected things are. You know, expect miracles, expect your dreams to materialize. And with the self-esteem card, we have the Queen of Swords, and this could be an energy around you, or that has been around you, that has damaged your self-esteem. It can be an energy of someone who's very cutting, critical, sharp. You know, it's a air energy, mind, so it could be someone who's played with your mind and has given you a sense of feeling less than. Was Spirit saying, no, you've got this potential to plumb into your dreams and your desires, to serve, you know, out of the love that you want to. But there needs to be that connection with the divine matrix of love and compassion and empathy, and you need to have empathy for yourself. So, but this can also be for you a way of cutting away any negative thoughts that affect your self-esteem. So if you're feeling low about yourself, you know, you can use affirmations, you can spend time, you know, doing what you like and getting into source energy and feeling that love that is everywhere. It's actually everywhere. And then we have this lovely passionate Knight of Wands. You know, you're invited. Have the vision. You know, if you're feeling there's a dream that you want, and you've got this desire to serve out of a heart of giving and love, then, you know, you've got transformative energy coming towards you, to give you energy to carry out your vision, to take that seed that you're being offered and walk the path. Yeah, so I'll put a few more tarot for you. Beautiful reading for you. You're manifesting beauty. But I think Spirit is saying there needs to be some balance with your self-esteem so that you can move fully into that dream that you've got. So if you've been worried or fearful, this is confirmation from Spirit saying you're loved, you're cared for. You know, drop the negative self-talk and swoon back into the love, people. Yeah, there's going to be balance for you. That's what Spirit's saying. You're going to see how everything is connected for you, for your dream to manifest. So we have the Seven of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, and the Eight of Swords. Yeah, so a real sense that you have felt mentally tied here, that you may have felt there's a call to go do something, go serve, and it might just be, you know, within your family, community. It doesn't have to be this huge dream. It's the heart of giving. It doesn't matter what you give, how you serve. It's that heart. But you may feel tied in your mind because you don't think you've got the abilities to do it. But Spirit's saying here you do. You know, you have a beautiful heart that can give, but it also needs to receive. You need to have that balance. And you know, this can be a card of nostalgia, a looking back. But if that looking back is looking back to something that destroys your self-esteem, then it's not good. Be balanced. You know, go within, look at your, you know, listen to your intuition and balance those emotions and your self-esteem. And this reflective card, yeah, it's just, again, showing you that, you know, you have been given. There will be a time where you can look at what's grown, and maybe right now on a spiritual level, you know, a soul level, you need to be doing that reflecting. Look, if you're feeling low self-esteem, look at what you've achieved, look where you've been strong. You know, instead of looking at what's failed, what hasn't worked, what's broken, those sorts of things, look at what's worked. What have you been growing, pile two? You know, what's grown in your life? What can you do now that you couldn't do before? What have you learned now that you didn't know before? Yeah, beautiful divine matrix. You're connected with the all that is. And that's powerful. We all are, but you need that balance, and you need to receive if you've got a serving heart and give out that overflow. So I'll pull you a message card to wrap it up for you, pile two. Yeah, just a little bit of balance you need in there, you know, self-worth, and yeah, do root chakra meditations. They really do help. Lots of guided ones. I've got a playlist from Meditative Mind on this channel. There's root chakra there. They're very simple guided meditations, but there's plenty on YouTube. Okay, let's have a look what Spirit wants to say for you as a passing message. Vision. There you go. Trust in your ability to create the vision in your soul. Can't be clearer from what's said. Okay, trust your vision. Get rid of the negative messages. Bring that balance for if you're in fear. You've got a beautiful giving heart, yeah, and you've got a divine matrix you're tapped into. Trust in your ability to create the vision in your soul. All right, pile 2. If you enjoyed that, like, subscribe, and if it resonated, drop me a comment in the box below. All right, lots of love. Bye-bye. Hello, pile 3 with the clear quartz crystal. Let's have a look what you're manifesting out. So for your spiritual soul journey, you have the power of purpose, number 18. For what's going on in your mind, body, emotions, you have empathy. So you may be an empath. I'm open to seeing both sides of a situation. For what's manifesting out in your physical world, oh, that's lovely. Number 39, how much good can you handle? So that's saying explore the upward spiral of grace. Okay. Oh, I'm having a falling down moment there. You'll have to have empathy with me. Okay, your power of purpose. So this is about individuation. It's about finding your unique place in the wheel of life. You know, so if you can see, it's a dartboard, it's hitting bullseye. So a sense of what's bubbling up in you right inside, that you've got a desire and almost like a strong push and need to explore and follow this. But it's also knowing that you've got to do that from a place of humility, a place of self-esteem. But yeah, it's a very strong card, this, in terms of pushing out in the world. So it may be that you have a particular dream and vision, you know, to go forward with. So yeah, tap into yourself and try and understand that passion of purpose and the power of the purpose. Explore it, because that is a very strong card for you to start the reading with. But it's a soul purpose, a soul path. And then for your mind and emotions, you have empathy. So this empathy needs to be operative, especially if we're walking in a soul path. You know, if it's service to others, we really need to be having empathy for ourselves, knowing ourselves, having good self-esteem, so that whatever we do out in the world, whether it's, you know, within our job, our home, or a soul vision, a soul purpose, that we know where we're coming from. We see all sides, our sides, other sides. But also this empathy is, it needs to be balanced with this card, because this is about an individual purpose. So if you're empathic, sometimes you hold back on what that passion is, that path you need to follow, because of the concern for the impact on other people. So yeah, there needs to be a good balance with that empathy, and especially when you're trying to become an individual or push out on a path that maybe people around you don't agree with. And then there's how much good can you handle. So this card from the Hero's Journey deck is stage 9, which is reward. So the message with this card is, you know, embrace the good that's around you. if things are coming to fruition, don't be concerned that it's all going to go wrong. You don't need to be kind of, I think the actual oracle card says you don't have to be begging gifts from the universe. They're already inside you. And if you've got this power of purpose going on, you've got this passion and this drive, everything that you need is within you. It's not going to go wrong, but you need to have that intuitive, empathic concern for yourself as much as you do for others. So we'll have a look at the energies around to support you. Earth Star Chakra, so you've got grounding. So if you're having this sort of massive push to passion and to go out in the world and do something that's entirely your own, you need to be grounded, you know, because it can take us off into illusion sometimes. So, and you've got the how much good can you handle as well. So that sense of being grounded, however you ground, you know, doing think, I mean, it's rooted. Where are you rooted? Where do you feel secure? So Earth Star Chakra, which is beneath our feet, I believe. So tap into that, do some meditation and make sure you're grounded while you're pushing forward within your purpose. Okay, I'll put that over there actually. And the archetypal energy around for you is the Lover. It can be passion, devotion to somebody, but it can also be, you know, deep appreciation and passion and devotion to something. So it could be whatever dream you have, whatever you feel is your sole purpose. But what you have to be careful with this is an obsessive passion that can harm other people. So, you know, with this individuation, it could be that you're in a relationship which is cutting across your sole purpose because you're so wanting to hang on to something else that you love, a person that you love, you know. It can be a self-destructive. That's the shadow aspect that you need to be aware of, and we're all subject to it, especially when we got great passion and devotion. And it doesn't necessarily mean of a person, and in this read I don't think it does mean a person, although it can do, but I think we're talking more about your individual purpose. So I'll dig a bit deeper with the tarot and see what comes for you. But yeah, lovely cards, nice read for you. It's just an awareness. Stay grounded, don't let the passion, because I know for myself, you know, when I get passionate about a project or something I'm doing, I can forget absolutely everything else, or I can get kind of fearful of losing, you know, this, you know, waiting for the other shoe to drop. It can happen, but Spirit's saying just be grounded, you know, and follow that purpose and know that that's source purpose. Okay, have empathy with yourself and with others, you know, make sure that passion doesn't neglect others as well. That can happen. Okay, so you got the Page of Swords, you're learning. There's some conflict going on there, and the Knight of Cups. Let's have a look. Yeah, this is there may, with this empathy and this passion and the Lover, maybe a sense that you need to pull back with this to a degree and kind of have a look at the people around you. Because it can be sometimes that we're neglecting the people around us when we're passionate about doing something. There may be a level of conflict there that you're coming up against. And if it's a sole purpose, you know, Spirit will open doors and open the way. When we get passionate, we can often push too hard and then tread on people's toes or forget that other people have got needs as well. So, but there's a Page of Swords, so it's a mental learning, air energy. So it's kind of, you know, learning that your purpose won't, you know, with this lover, you don't need to be obsessive, tapping into that shadow energy. You can know that when you have devotion and you work towards that individual soul purpose, that you learn to cut away the things that, you know, either energetically with the lover or mentally, so that you can do what you can give, what you need to give in the world without damaging yourself or anybody else. And you got this beautiful Knight of Cups, you know, how much good can you handle? So again, another sign that there's beautiful energies there for you, but they are intuitive, you know, having that transformation emotionally, you know, to line up with your individual purpose, but also have that love coming towards you, but tapping into your intuition. So yeah, let's pull a few more, see what else there is for you. Oh, wonderful. You've got the Sun. Beautiful card. And you have, oh, Four of Wands and the Page of Pentacles. Yeah. Oh, how lovely. Yeah, so this power of purpose, you know, when you do your grounding, when you get grounded and sort of balanced, there is this beautiful, and this is, you know, this is individuation, the Sun. It's about your individual potential. It's your inner child, your open-heartedness. So a real sense of learning, you know, learning to be open to this, but in a kind of balanced way. And then you have the Four of Wands, which again, if you're in this energy of conflict, either internally or externally, bring in empathy, look at things from all sides, because there's going to come a beautiful balance there for you with the energies. And the Wands are fire, so they are passionate and they do incorporate your vision. So sometimes that passion can make us forget that other people may not be as passionate as we are about our soul path or what we're desiring to do. And then the Page of Pentacles, yeah, another sort of energy that you know, you're learning. So you're learning how to manifest this out in the world. It may be, you know, with all the energies coming to you, that it has knocked you off balance, but the energy will become more steady, the transformation will become more steady. Okay, so just hang on in there. I'll pull you a healing card to wrap it up, pile 3. Let's see what else Spirit has to say to you. But it's a lovely read, really is a good read. Yeah, create healthy boundaries with those around you. Yeah. So, you know, that's not allowing other people to knock you off your individual path, but it's also creating healthy boundaries where that passion for what you do is not having an adverse effect. You know, it's not out of balance in that sense, because when you have those healthy boundaries, you have the Sun and you have this lovely Four of Wands energy. So yeah, Spirit asking you for empathy and healthy boundaries. Okay, but beautiful read. Lots of love. And if you liked the read, you know, or if it resonated with you, comment in the box below and like and subscribe. All right, lots of love. Bye bye. Hello, pile 4 with the rose quartz. Let's have a look at what Spirit's saying about pile 4. Okay, for your spiritual soul journey, what you're manifesting is a wish upon a star. For your mental, emotional body, what's manifesting is guilt. That's about releasing beliefs that don't assist you in your soul's growth. Excuse me. And what's manifesting out physically for you, Spirit is saying you hold the key to an awakened life. Set yourself free. Okay. Wish upon a star. That's about intentions, desires, dreams, that kind of childlike innocence when we wish upon stars, when we believe in the magic of life. It's a sense of believing that your dreams can be fulfilled, you know, and having that magical childlike innocence in terms of playing with reality, seeing what works, not just limiting yourself to the material. This is your spiritual manifestation. So a sense that there may be that you've shut down, and with this guilt card and the other card, I've got a feeling that's what Spirit is bringing forward to you. This guilt, this is what's manifesting in your mind and in your emotions. And I mean, guilt is a good emotion, not that there's good and bad, but guilt is there, you know, when we've done something wrong. It's called your conscience, you know, not consciousness, your conscience. And we experience guilt when we've made mistakes, but when guilt is at a point where, you know, we are just living out of it, it really limits your soul growth. It limits your sense of feeling that there's magic, that things can change and shift. Excuse me. I've got a frog in my throat. The thing is, when we've done something wrong, if we feel guilt, we make amends or attempt to make amends and move on and let it go, because we're all human. Everyone makes mistakes. But if you live in that past guilt, you know, of a mistake you made, if you ignore it and don't try and sort out the situation, then yeah, that guilt feeling will keep returning. But if you've done your best to make amends with the person, if you've opened the door for a discussion with that person, or even if that person has rejected your attempts to say sorry or to make amends, the fact is you've done that, and then you need to let it go. You know, sometimes when we do things wrong, the person who it affects isn't able to forgive. They haven't got it within them to forgive. They may be judgmental. They may be working out of an energy where to receive your to forgive you, to move on, would mean them having to look at their own stuff. And sometimes people like to hold you in unforgiveness or blame you because it prevents them having to look at their own sense of guilt or their own sense of wrong that they've done. So it's easier to project that on anything or anybody that's caused them harm, to avoid looking at them. So I really feel Spirit saying, if you've tried to make amends where you can, if you've asked, you know, please forgive me, and you've attempted to make amends, whatever that situation is, you need to let go the wrong you done and accept that you're human, you know, because this card here, so yeah, before I go on, there's this sense that there's a stuckness somewhere. So Spirit is saying, if you've tried to make amends, if you've asked for forgiveness, you need to work on healing and moving on, or it will colour all your sense of magic in life and your path spiritually in your soul. And then we have this, set yourself free, which is a similar message. You know, this comes in the hero's journey, stage 10, the journey back. So you've been on an adventure, you've had loads of experiences, and now it's time to come back. But this is about self-responsibility, that if we stay stuck in a guilt unnecessarily, then that's our choice, but we do have the keys to move forward. And you know, this card as well is about spirit communicating by dreams, imagination, inspiration, intuition, and about paying attention to your dreams. But if we are caught emotionally or mentally in the past in situations that we can't change, that we've done our best to make amends, then we won't awaken, we won't be able to dream, and we won't be able to move on from that, and it will stunt our growth. So Spirit's really clearly saying it's time to let that go, or it's time to go and make amends and ask for forgiveness. But if that's already done and the person can't, that's not your concern. That's their issue, their own issue. Okay, so the energy around, oh, look at that. The energy around you that's there to support you is solar plexus chakra, personal power. Now, if you're in that guilt feeling, you will feel totally and utterly disempowered. It can lead to a sense of paranoia. It can lead to a low self-esteem, feeling you're unliked, unwanted, shut out in the cold. But this is where the solar plexus is the I am presence. It's that solid, you know, the fire in your belly. So that's kind of like a respect symbol, about having self-respect. You may have made mistakes, you know, but we all do. And when people can't forgive, we have to move on. It's difficult because there's not proper closure. It's incredibly difficult, but Spirit's really saying you need to bring closure to that so you can see the magic in life. You can pull your dreams of what you want, and that energy's there. If you're feeling you've lost your personal power, if you know you're stuck in that guilt and you feel disempowered, then chakra meditation, solar plexus, do some chakra meditation, sorry. And the archetypal energy is damsel. So this is that, you know, the damsel in distress, the one who wants the knight in shining armour to come rescue. But the light attributes of this archetype is the understanding of the nature of healthy relationships or romance, yeah, and an inspiration to rely on yourself. So personal power. So Spirit's really saying this situation, whether it's with a lover, you know, an intimate relationship with family, or something you've done in your past, whatever it is, you need to reclaim your personal power in that and move on from it. And as I say, that personal power can be offering a conversation with the person that you've hurt, or it can be moving on because you've offered that and they've rejected it. So yeah, just don't stay in that. See, the shadow attributes of this is waiting for someone to provide for you. It's a kind of illusionary thing, a sense of waiting to be rescued. So this energy is around. You can draw in it and learn from what's gone wrong. Learn you're human. Everybody has got a list of things they've done that hurt people. That's being human. That's humanness. So yeah, I think Spirit is really wanting you to move on from that guilt, be self-empowered and rescue yourself. You know, start dreaming and wishing and, you know, looking at your dreams, your intuition. You've got the keys to move on and have a beautiful life. So very clear message there from the cards, pile 4. So we'll dig a bit deeper for you and see if there's any further things that you need to be aware of or insights for you. Oh yeah, that flipped out. I'll show you it. It's the 8 of Cups. He's walking away. He's crossing the river. Yeah. So Spirit is kind of shouting this to you, pile 4. And we can all find it difficult to let go. Again, don't feel guilty for not being able to move on. You know, access healing. If you need counselling or you need help, then get that help. Some things are incredibly difficult to move on from and let go. But yeah, it's healing that's needed there. Yeah, look, straight under guilt, you've got the Tower. So whatever happened was, you know, a sense of your life tumbling down, a sense of shock, you know, things falling apart. And again, all of us have been in that situation. It's happened to us all. It's human. Yeah. And then you hold the key to an awakened life. You have the 2 of Swords. So she's blindfolded, her heart's, you know, arms covered over her heart, back to the sea. It's a real stark. So whatever this source of guilt is, it's very stark. It's painful for you, pile 4. You know, Spirit's acknowledging that, the pain that you feel. But it's, you know, on the wishing upon the star, this is about, you know, spend some time, instead of looking at whatever this, unless you've got recompense to make in the sense of offering an apology. I'm talking about people who've offered that apology, but, you know, it's either not been accepted or they're finding it hard, you're finding it hard to move on from. But Spirit's really saying you need to stop focusing on that situation, that Tower moment, and focus yourself on your dreams, your inspiration, your wishing upon a star. Don't believe that the magic has gone, however difficult this Tower situation has been or still is. Don't lose the sense of your dreams and what you want for your life. Focus on that, okay? And as you focus on that, it might be a dark walk, but you'll cross that river. That is emotional stability. It's where you've integrated that experience, learn your lessons. I heard someone say, it was one of these guru type people, you know, one of the best ways to deal with guilt is just to learn the lessons from it. If you know you're not going to do it again, then why are you feeling guilty? If you have learned that that action caused pain, and sometimes we make those mistakes because it's a time to pull us up short about not just the incident, but maybe a pattern of behaviour, a place where you were really disempowered. And believe me, you, beautiful things can come out of those tower situations. You know, that cliche of I found myself. It happens. That does happen. So it doesn't matter what you have done. If you're in a place you're not going to do it again. Spirit, I've got this real sort of urgency in me. Spirit saying, you've got the key. It's choice. Let it go. Dream. Walk away from that guilt, you know, and your emotions will begin to level up. You'll begin to see the magic in life. You'll begin to see what it is to be awakened and not kind of slumped in a sort of, you know, giving up position. Spirit does not want you to give up. And you may be indecisive. You may feel guilty about moving on even, you know. Often when something awful happens, yeah, there's a sense that can bring you into guilt. You've heard of survivor's guilt, you know. But when difficulties happen, you can actually feel a sense of guilt, such as when someone's died, you know. And then you feel you shouldn't be happy, you shouldn't move on, you feel guilty about moving on. Spirit saying no, make that decision now, that it's time to live, it's time to see the magic of life, not to live locked in. Let's pull a few more tarot for you, pile 4, yeah. Yeah, it's, you know, under this wish upon a star, this time to move on, yeah, that's emotional intuition, you know, emotionally move on, cross on to the other side, you know, sort of make resolutions not to stay in that guilt, to just move on. And this is the Ace of Swords. It's an offer. It's mind energy, air energy. You've got the yod there. If you look at this tower, you have the yod there. It's the finger of God. Yeah, there may have been that tower moment, which is in a sense from source for your growth and for your best. But that's crowned thinking, finger of God again. There's an offer of that seed in your mind today, to be able to look at the magic and not the guilt, not feel guilty about seeing the magic, to move on, enjoy life. That's the seed that's being offered you today. And here's, you know, this energy here under the tower. This is as opposite of guilt as you can get. Woman of vision, of passion. She's mastered, you know, she's mastered her feelings, she's mastered, and she's got this open sunflower in her hand. She's turned towards the light, just as a sunflower does, not turned inward in that inward spiral, downward spiral of guilt. She's facing outwards. She's ready to go. That's what Spirit's offering you today. And then you'll be able to, you know, turn your vision, your passion, as you wish upon a star, as you use that key to unlock your life. You'll be able to stand and watch your ships coming in. And I think these ships are of balanced emotion, of a sharp mind, of passion, you know, of beauty again, childlike beauty at the world. So I'm going to pull you a healing card, pile 4. It's not easy, but it is a choice, and it's as simple as that. We choose to remain in it, or we choose to move on. We've got to move on, and it is a process. It does take time, but if you're like this woman, you know, she's laying down, she's sad, she's not moving, you know, almost like a depressive, but she is smothered in light, and she has got all the colours of the rainbow all over her. So even in her lowness, even in your lowness, you are covered. You're manifesting light, you're manifesting beauty. That's the purpose. You need to wish on the star, because Spirit is not wanting you to manifest guilt. He's wanting you to Spirit is wanting you to manifest this personal strength, you know, the ability to take your key, awaken to how beautiful your life can be. So your message card, yeah, this came out for another one. I can't remember which one. Pick a card. So if you were pulled between two, you know, go have a look at the other one. It says, make clear, calm thinking your goal. Yeah. Pile 4, Spirit wants you released, wants you seeing the magic of life, wants you in your personal power, wants you to move on, you know, from whatever causes guilt, this Tower moment, to have that vision and passion, clear thinking. Yeah, so I hope that was helpful, pile 4. If you enjoyed, if it resonated, drop a comment in the box below. I'm interested to know, and I always read the comments. And like and subscribe and share with anyone else you might find, who you might think finds it useful. All right then, pile 4. Lots of love. Bye bye.